welcome to Lovin' Life's Journey. I'm Chantel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's jump into my 3 DIY Buffalo Check Christmas projects. For my first project, I will be using this Wood Mary sign from Dollar Tree. And 2 of these little wooden boxes. They look kind of like crates. And I found these in the Crafter's Square section at Dollar Tree. I will also be using 1 string of these silver wire LED lights and 1 spool of this red and black buffalo check ribbon with the white snowflakes. And I'll be using one of the winter or Christmas floral stems. So first I am going to paint my 2 little boxes using some ivory colored chalk paint. This is Waverly brand. I get it at Walmart, but you can use any acrylic or chalk paint that you have on hand. Then I'm going to use some red acrylic paint, and here I'm just testing 2 different shades that I have to see what looks best with the ribbon. And so I'm going to paint the whole Mary sign except for the reindeer in this red color, and getting on the sides of the letters takes a little bit of patience, but this is pretty easy to do, and I did have to put 2 coats of the red paint on. So here you can kind of see on the side of the reindeer that's next to the R, there's no line where his other ear and the edge of his antler is, so I kind of just drew it with a pencil so that it matched the other side, and then I'm painting around that line. And I did paint all around the edges of the word. I didn't paint the back yet because I wanted to make sure that I had enough red paint to paint the front of the word first. So that's why I didn't paint the back yet. Next I'm going to paint the reindeer in just a light tan color, and I'm just using an acrylic paint, a tan that I had on hand. You could use a darker brown if you'd like. Really, it's just whatever you want, but I wanted something that showed up well, and so this is what I chose. And I ended up painting the back of the sign using that same tan color because I didn't think I was going to have enough red paint. Now that my 2 boxes are dry, I'm going to use some wood glue and some hot glue and glue 2 ends together. So I'm just using the hot glue so that it will help hold it together while that wood glue dries. Next I'm going to take my string of lights and I'm going to thread them through the little handle openings in the box. And I do recommend putting batteries in these and making sure that they work before you put them in there and get them all glued down. I kind of figured out where the halfway point was on the string of lights, and then I just marked it with a Sharpie so I could have an idea, and then I thread it through the handles of the box, and I want to glue where that mark is, the halfway point. I'm just going to glue that in the center, and that way my lights will be evenly distributed. Then I'm going to run the lights along what will be the bottom of the box, which is actually the side of the box because this is going to sit on its side like you see here. And I'm going to run the wires along the bottom edge, and I'm going to secure them with a little bit of hot glue in a few places to hold them in place. I'm doing this because I don't want the wires to stick up and show through the word once we put the word on the front of the box. So here's basically what it's going to look like, and before I glue down the other side, I'm going to secure the battery pack to the back of the box, and that way I kind of know how long my wire is going to be. So I just glue a little bit on the edge there, and then I'm going to glue the battery pack to the back, but make sure that you glue it with the side that opens up so you can change the batteries in this. And I found hot glue's not enough really, and so you will want to use something like E6000 along with some hot glue to secure that. And then I'm going to go ahead and secure the wires on the bottom of the second box. And here is what it will look like once the lights are all in place. Next, I'm going to secure the word to the front of the box, and I'm going to put a little wood glue in some places, and then I will also use some hot glue to attach it. And the main thing here is to make sure the bottom of the word and the bottom of your box is flush so that it will sit flat. Next, I'm going to take that buffalo check ribbon, and on the bottom I'm going to attach it with some hot glue, and just make sure you press this down so that it's flat so it doesn't affect how your box sits. And then I'm going to wrap it all the way around to the other side and secure it there. I figure there's no reason to go all the way around the bottom because nobody's going to see that, and I don't want to waste the ribbon. Next, I'm going to cut apart my floral stem using some wire cutters, and I'm not going to use everything from this. I'm going to pick and choose. I think I'll use the greenery and maybe one pine cone and some berries just to embellish the top. Then I'm going to make a bow from that buffalo check ribbon and add that, and that's just the finishing touch that really makes that floral part look complete. And I decided there was one more little finishing touch that had to happen. So I took a berry left over from some florals that I had. I painted it the same red color that I painted the word, and then I glued it on the reindeer, so now we have Rudolph. And here it is all done. I think it is so cute. It'll be really nice sitting on a shelf or a mantle or a table, and it looks good with the light off, and it looks good with the lights on as well. If you are new to my channel, I'd like to welcome you, and I'd love to have you stick around by hitting that subscribe button because I do lots of DIY projects here on this channel. I am excited to be participating today in Heidi Sambel's Friend Friday Hop. And if you aren't familiar with a hop, the way it works is I will leave in my description box the link to another crafter's video, and then after you watch her video, she will have a link to the next person's video. And so after you watch mine, make sure you go and check out the link to that video, because once you go all the way around the hop, watching every video and commenting on every video, then you will be entered into a drawing for an amazing giveaway. We are giving away a bundle of crafting supplies and tools that are every crafter's dream. So make sure you hit every video and comment, and you'll be entered for that drawing. For the next project, I will be using this red paddle cutting board from Dollar Tree, as well as one of these chalkboard unfinished wood signs from the Crafter's Square aisle. I'll also be using one of these floral picks. And of course, I'll be using some more of that red and black buffalo check ribbon with the snowflakes that I used in the last project. And I'm going to be adding one of these little red truck ornaments. And all of these I picked up at Dollar Tree. First, I'm going to remove the hanger from the chalkboard, and then I'm going to fill in the holes. I'm going to turn the chalkboard upside down onto my metal ruler, fill those holes with hot glue, and you want to press this down tightly against the ruler, and then once the glue is set, you pop that off and you have a nice flat filled hole that you can paint over. Next, I'm going to paint the frame of my chalkboard using my ivory chalk paint. And I'm going to paint the edges of the chalkboard as well as the edge around the inside of the chalkboard just to make it all nice and finished and neat. But you don't want to paint the back of this because we are going to be gluing it to that cutting board. Next, I am just freehanding the word days till Christmas on the frame. I put days at the top and then till Christmas at the bottom, just using a pencil, and then I'm going to go over it using an acrylic paint marker. You could use a Sharpie, you could use stickers or decals, or make something from using your Cricut or Silhouette. Really, it's up to you. Now I'm going to take my little chalkboard and I'm going to use some E6000 and some hot glue and just glue that down to the little paddle cutting board. To embellish this, I'm going to place a couple of pieces of the greenery that I cut off of that pick, and I'm going to add a bow to the top made out of the buffalo check ribbon. And to make a bow, I am starting with a loop, and then I'm going to twist the ribbon because the snowflakes are only on one side of the ribbon, and so in order for it to have the right side out all the time, you have to do a lot of twisting when you're making these bows. So I make my loop and then I twist it, then I make another loop and then I twist it, and I continue this until I have 3 loops on each side. And then I'm going to make a loop in the center, and I'm going to twist it again, and that way the little tail of the bow will be the right side up as well. And then I'm going to take a little piece of wire and put that through the center and twist it real tight to hold it all together. I used the little wire hanger off of the little red truck ornament, and because why not recycle it? But you could use a pipe cleaner or floral wire or even a bread tie. Then I'm going to attach my bow with some hot glue just at the top of that greenery. And then I'm going to use these glitter snowflake stickers that I got at Dollar Tree. I'm going to use a couple of the smaller ones and just stick those in the greenery right underneath the bow. And to finish it off, I'm going to glue the little red truck ornament down toward the bottom of the sign. And now it's ready to count down the days till Christmas. I'm using a chalk writer from Dollar Tree. You can use regular chalk or a chalk marker. I really like these. They are wet erasable, but they write really nice on the chalkboard. And I know it's not 25 days till Christmas yet, but I just thought that was a nice number to put on there. So I think this turned out really cute. It's super easy to do. It goes together really quickly, and it would even make a great gift to give somebody. For the last project, I will be using this buffalo check storage cube from Dollar Tree. I'll also be using 2 of their little Christmas trees. And I'll be using about 5 of these wire garland ties. I'm also using 2 blocks of floral foam that I had on hand. You can pick these up at Dollar Tree. As well as some Spanish moss. And of course, more of this buffalo check snowflake ribbon. I love this stuff. It's so cute. I couldn't believe Dollar Tree had this. To start with, I'm going to take the little Christmas trees and just fluff them all up, and pulling out all of the branches. And because these little trees are a little sparse, I mean, after all, they are just $1, I'm going to flatten one side. So basically, I have half of a Christmas tree. I'm going to do that with both of them, and then I'm going to put the 2 halves together. Now, I did put the stand on one of the trees, but I did not put the stand on the other. Then I'm going to take some of the garland twisty ties, and I like to kind of twist them and rough them up a little bit so they don't look as flat. And then I'm going to take them and I'm going to wrap them around both of the trunks of the trees to hold them together. And I'm going to do this anywhere that trunk is showing so that it will add more fullness and hold the two trees together. Next, I'm going to take a cardboard box that fits right down inside the storage cube just to fill it up. And then I'm going to add my floral foam. I am gluing it to the top of the box to hold it in place. Next, I'm going to take a wooden dowel and insert it into the tree that I did not put the stand on. So it's just a tube, and you can stick that dowel up inside there. And then I'm going to secure that with some hot glue. And then I'm going to be able to poke that down into the floral foam. So I'm just centering the tree stand on or inside the storage cube and pushing that dowel down inside the foam. And then I'm going to add a little extra hot glue on the stand where it meets the foam in a couple of places just to make sure the tree is nice and secure. Then I'm going to stuff a couple of plastic bags in the empty spaces, and I was going to use this Spanish moss to cover around the base of the tree, but I kind of like the white look with this, so I got one of those car cleaning cloths from the Dollar Tree, and these are nice and fuzzy, and you get them in the auto supply aisle at Dollar Tree, and they look just like a nice blanket of snow. So I decided to put that around my tree because I'm using the ribbon that has the little snowflakes. So next I'm going to take my ribbon and cut it in about 5-inch lengths, and then I'm going to just tie them randomly onto the branches of the tree all around the whole tree. Then I'm going to take one of these snowflakes that I picked up at Dollar Tree and just a simple little bow of the same buffalo check ribbon, and I'm going to attach it to the top of the tree like a little tree topper. And I decided the top of the tree just was a little too tall. It looked kind of awkward, so I folded it over before I glued the bow and the snowflake to the top. And here's the finished tree. I stuck this cute little Dollar Tree red truck ornament in the bottom of it, but it's just a really simple decor piece. And you could do a lot with this. You could add lights to it. You could use some of the spray snow to give it more of a frosted look. You could add ornaments or whatever you like. Just make it your own. I hope you enjoyed these 3 Christmas buffalo check projects. And if you're not into buffalo check, you can totally do these in your own decor style. But I thought it would be fun to use the buffalo check. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel to grow. And let me know in the comments below which project is your favorite. And don't forget to go to that description box and hit that link for the next person's DIY video in the Friend Friday Hop. And remember, to be eligible to win that super giveaway, you need to leave a comment on every person's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a blessed day.